Hello, this is Julius from Above the Color of Law. Now, I got a little bit to say about this pandemic, the Rona, this coronavirus, the Rona. We will talk about the Rona in a minute, right after a word from my sponsor. This video is an informational attempt to combat the fear that has been propagated by the news media through fear-mongering of this coronavirus, better known to us as the Rona. First of all, the Rona is real. However, the fear-mongering is totally unnecessary, unless, of course, you have another totally hidden agenda, one that's hidden from most people. So far, no one has died directly from the coronavirus. People only die when they have pre-existing conditions that are complicated by the coronavirus. People, it's only a virus. It's only a virus. It's only a virus. I want you to understand, too, that fear also causes you to have a weak immune system, which is why you can't listen to the fears put out by the fear-mongering. For example, the AIDS virus, HIV and all of that. No one has died from AIDS. They only die from complications of AIDS because they have a weakened immune system. If anybody has seen the movie The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, that's exactly what his plight is. He has no immune system, so he had to stay in the bubble. Understand, he didn't die because of the lack of or an AIDS or HIV scenario. The same is true of the coronavirus, okay? People get sick and viruses run their course. However, you only tend to die when you have something else wrong with you. A lot of times it has to do with the lungs. Remember, there's a reason why people lose or people can get sick, but men generally die or people generally die because they can't help it. Antibiotics have never cured a virus. Antibiotics only kills bacteria. Look it up on the internet. Anything I'm telling you, just look it up. Okay? Viruses can only be left alone to run their course. That's what they do. Okay? So, for someone to tell you that the coronavirus will not be cured by antibiotics, they are absolutely right. However, if someone was told that the virus is not cured by antibiotics, they're going to have fear if they don't have the base knowledge that, yeah, that's the way it's actually supposed to work. The media so far has been focusing on the number of people that are actually getting the virus. However, it has said in some cases that people are recovering. And this is because they're recovering because the virus has run its course. It's exactly as it should be. So instead of totally dependent on the word of the mainstream media, why not just get on the internet and Google the statistics of the coronavirus? And you'll see the percentages according to the number of the people in the country, of the population. It's very low. I mean, more people die in traffic accidents, but you're not shutting down the highways. Okay, I understand that it is a concern. However, there are things that are much bigger than this that we really have to deal with. I'm not even talking social events. I'm talking about other things that are actually killing people. Okay? In fact, there are many things that are actually worse. It's just, this is the new thing that the media is shopping on right now. So stop being lazy, get on the internet, and do some homework. It is said that billions may or will be pulled in some kind of stimulus package, and everybody's looking for this $1,000, this free $1,000. I'm not going to get in that because you know what happened last time you got some free money. However, $1.5 trillion is going to Wall Street so that they can weather this storm. Trillion. Okay, I don't know how much an aircraft carrier costs, but I don't know if it costs that much. I need to look that up, so I'll save that one. However, businesses are going out of business because they're being closed from a so-called virus pandemic. Okay? understand that these people, they want them to take out low interest rate loans. Then they're going to have to pay these loans back for a business that's already operating marginally. People in businesses, they aren't making fist over fist as you might think. Okay, they have to keep their doors open. They have to pay their bills, their lights on, and their employees. I want to say it's Italy, but Italy has postponed all the mortgage payments until this pandemic thing has been dealt with. However, the U.S. only offers loans, more hardships and burden on private companies that, again, are already operating on a private margin. I suspect that real estate will also plummet again, too. And I also suspect that the interest rates will also plummet. So the silver lining is this might be a good time to start looking for a house or a home or a property if that's what you want or so desire. This corona thing is not new. The Rona's not new. It's on the back of a Lysol can. If you look on the back of it, it's in blue about maybe a third or fourth way down on the left-hand side. So they've already known about this, okay? And if they already know about it, it seems like there will already be a vaccine created. Okay, there's not. Remember that even with the flu, they tend to a lot of things. However, their whole point is they don't want you to get it, so they do this little vaccine thing. I'm not going to deal with that right now because I got my opinion about that too. See, the thing about viruses and germs and things like that is once the body goes through, that's that saying that says whatever don't kill you, it makes you stronger. Yes, people do that. That's unfortunate. However, when you do survive it, your body remembers how you survived it, and that makes you stronger. That's why we as Americans, we don't drink water in Mexico. We haven't been drinking it. We're not accustomed to that. Okay? It's why people in France, I don't know if it's like that in France now, even the children drank wine because the water was no good. Okay? People already know this. So, that being said, it might also be a good time to buy stocks because Wall Street is going downhill, they plummeted, and it's going to probably continue to plummet for a while until things stabilize and quickly come back up to where they are. See, this is how the rich make money. When they buy the things when things are bad and they sell the things when things are good. As opposed to us regular people who buy the things when things are good, panic, and sell when things are bad. You ever had that guy, oh, this is a hot stock. It's at the top of the market. Yeah, think about it for a second. It's at the top of the market. Where else can it go? Down. Well, yeah, it might go up a few more clicks, but understand, the guys that bought it at 25 cents a share is now selling to you for $2,000 a share. And that's actually no exaggeration if you're dealing with a diamond mine or something like that. Okay? No stock market can cause the collapse of a country. They blame the fall of the country in 1933 on the stock market crash, and that's actually a fallacy. And I presume that this fallacy is getting ready to be pulled off again. Getting ready to be pulled off again over the eyes of the American people. The stock market crash of the 1930s was orchestrated. And if history has taught us anything, we are being set up and orchestrated for the exact same thing again. $1.5 trillion. Not 1.5 billion, 1.5 trillion has already been sent to Wall Street to offset everything that's getting ready to come across or go down. Like when America invaded Kuwait, or was it Iran? I think it was Iran. Anyway, their money declined to almost nothing. If you had bought that money, and I had considered it, but I didn't do it, you would have a lot of money right now. Okay? Give you the same thing. You have the same opportunity in Venezuela right now. Okay, their money is worth absolutely nothing. It's like when the Germans went through what they went through before they declared war and all this kind of stuff. You need a wheelbarrow of money just to buy a loaf of bread. I think that's $2 million something to $2 in American money and Venezuelan money right now. Okay, so if you could get some of that and sit on it, you may be rich in a while. However, this process might take 5, 10, or 20 years to come to fruition. But understand, that's what it is. This is no more than fear-mongering. See, the difference between sickness and death with the coronavirus coronavirus is you must have a pre-existing condition in order for you to die. So if you have something like asthma, bronchitis, old age, something in the respiratory arena, then you need to treat the pre-existing illness first. If you can't treat the pre-existing illness, then you will be put at risk of death. If you have no pre-existing condition, this only puts you at a risk of illness. Now, understand, nobody wants to be ill. I get it. However, it does not mean you're going to die. Give you an example. It's like when you got two people fighting and one person is fighting not to die and to live at any cost, and the other person is fighting just not to get hurt. The one fighting for his life is usually the one that will live, regardless of whether they're talent or trained. I would like you to know that the real estate barons are saying, well, let me rephrase that. I would now like to know what the real estate barons are now saying. Remember they were saying, oh, the economy's coming back and everything is great now. Go buy a house. You know, they've been crying that the economy is getting better and we've come out of the recession and we're not in a depression. I'm curious now to know what the barons of real estate are actually saying now. We've been conditioned to get the flu vaccine. However, I will remind you that it is still the common belief that the people in Africa did not have AIDS until they came out of the hospitals, not before they went in. Though there have been great works in areas of vaccine and vaccination used to get rid of things like polio, if I'm correct, there are still issues that will kill you, most definitely, and with a high percentage. The coronavirus, however, is not one of these issues. However, if you are in ill health and if you have any type of lung issue, bronchitis, asthma, stuff like that, old age, well, you simply have to go through whatever you have to go through. You may wish to consider the vaccine simply because you are in this highest percentage rate. Remember that it's not the coronavirus that kills you. It's the fact that you have the virus coupled already with a pre-existing condition, usually having something to do with the lungs. And it's very inability to extract oxygen for you out of the air. What can you do about the coronavirus? Well, first of all, wash your hands. Wash them properly. Do everything that you would normally have do as a decent person. They tell you sneeze in your elbow, okay? And that saves other people. Stay out of the path of other people sneezing, even if it means you have to cover your own face with your elbow when they sneeze. Nobody wants to get sick. Understanding you may get sick, but you will not die unless you have a pre-existing condition. The fear-mongering of the media is for a purpose, and I would hate to talk about that purpose because it goes too deep into conspiracy theory. Even though I believe I know exactly what's going on, I will not add to the pandemic of fear by spreading such theories. So basically, if you're in good health until this thing is over, you just need to keep yourself quarantined away from people who are in the high percentage category and the old or those people in bad health. Now, the hoarding and the stockpiling is from fear-mongering, and it is ridiculous. To the point where a woman can't even buy formula for her baby because you guys have bought out of the market all of the supplies. This is totally ridiculous. So if you know someone who is in need, especially someone with a baby, share with them at no charge, since you were the prick that took all the stuff from the shelf in the first place. I want to leave you with another thing, and it's going to add to the conspiracy. I get it. I know a guy went to jail, had a buddy, very knowledgeable guy, let's just put it that way. And he told him to invest in Exxon. He said, send $500 to my man. And understand he's in jail. He sent him $500. Didn't worry about it. He's in jail. He's not going nowhere. What does he care? Called his mom about a month or so later. No, a couple of months. Let's give it a couple of months. I'm going to say a couple of months. It was not a year. A couple of months later, I said, Mom, do I have any mail? She said, yeah. I said, what is it? She said, open it up. She opened it up. Check for $10,000. Understand, when the Exxon Valdez did what it did, Exxon stocks went through the floor. Then he got paid. Folks, this is how it works. Thank you for spending a little time with me. And of course, this episode has been sponsored by Gold Care. And people, do what you think is best for you. And live your life. If you feel it's best to stay in and shelter in place, please do that. I'm going to leave you with one more thing. People, I think it's the CDC or the contagious disease or whatever, whoever this organization is. People are quoting them, but have you actually gone to their site and seen what they actually said? And actually seen what the numbers are? See, if you did, because I did a little research right before I got here, and I'm seeing percentages that are so low that it's stupid. Again, more people die on the highways, but you don't see them shutting down the interstates. So once again, this is Julius from Above the Color of Law. And everybody, be as safe as you can. And when you see one of those filthy McNasties that leave out of the bathrooms without washing their hands, well, you know, that's just how people are. Just make sure you're not one of them. Again, thank you much for your time. Goodbye. And another thing, they talk about shutting down the government. Well, on an executive order or whatever, if they shut it down, at least they'll get paid, and that's great. But a lot of those people who you think are government workers are actually contractors. And that's going to depend on their contractor. There are people already who have lost their jobs because of this. Not temporarily laid off, actually done lost their jobs. And then the people who haven't lost their jobs, are they going to get paid? Okay? And people still got rents and everything to keep going. And you got to buy food. Thankfully, the stores seem to still be open. Okay? So understand how this is going to affect your fellow man, your fellow neighbor, and the economy. Then that's why I made the comment about the housing situation. Now, everybody says it's going to get rough, or it is rough, and it's gotten rough. The majority of your problems are not going to come from the virus. Think about that. Think about that. Oh, okay, you still here. Y'all must have saw that little slide down there that said it wasn't finished yet. Got something for you. I want to tell y'all something. I said I wasn't going to do this conspiracy thing, but that's why I put it on the end. Okay, here we go. In the stock market, they got these things called options and puts and calls. Okay, calls is you make money as it goes up, and puts is you make money when it goes down. So what happens is, you can do a call at any time, but you cannot do a put once the stocks start dropping. Okay, you can only put a put on when the stocks are rising. This is very important. So this is what I want to tell you. When you controlling these stocks, special options basically just give you leverage. I'm not going to go through that for you people. There's plenty of people on the internet that's dealing with that. Okay, so anyway, you can make money over time on calls through the leverage of the options, okay? And that's what everybody's basically selling with the brokers and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Okay. However, if you're working on the puts are actually betting against the market. Sort of like at the casino, you never holler 7. You might holler 7 on the come out roll, okay, but not during the game. But there are certain people who play the 7s. In fact, That's how the casino wins when the 7 comes out. Okay? In the stock market with a put, those people that put on the puts win when everybody else loses. So here's what I want you to understand. They make money over time as things go up. You might have a stock market shoot. Yeah, that does happen. Okay? But that's not where the money is made. They make money over time. The people who are in position over the puts when it falls. Because remember, in order to do this, you got to have money in place. You don't charge this to your card. This comes out now. So this is what happens. When it falls, millionaires, billionaires are made overnight. I'm going to put it this way. You can be a millionaire over time. However, you can be a billionaire overnight. This is how these boys is working. Okay? Now, that 1.5, I don't even want to go there no more. It's like this. Anybody who's got a put in the market right now is so filthy rich, it's stupid. You're talking about the Perel guy, the stock's going up on this, or the stock's going up on this supply, stock's going up on that supply. Yeah, that makes sense, don't it? However, you're not looking at all of those plummeting markets. That's my little 2 cents. I'm not going to tell you that's what's going on. However, me actually saying it is its own implication. So, be safe. Watch out for that Rona.